guests like
that are like non-members or
in the new space.
Yeah,
it's an honor.
That's sweet. Yeah, no, first off, we're actually recording, so I just thought we would kind of just jump right into it. But have you guys ever been on a podcast?
Nope. I've done like one with Cody Connor at Nerve.
Oh, nice.
But that's about it.
Okay, nice. Well, yeah, well, thanks for coming in. I know take time out of your day, and whether it's your day off or your work day, you said you were just rushing here. But no, I think it's cool. Like, I've always just admired you guys and how you guys, what your process is, how you guys have gone from like college athletes to making fitness a really high priority in your life to now still making it a priority in your life, but now it's like just looks a little bit different from then like when we were like doing Wadapalooza together, and like how there's just different seasons. And I thought it'd just be cool to bring you guys in and talk through that and how your lives changed over time. So
yeah, for sure. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Well, first off, let's talk about Wadapalooza. That I tell so many stories from that time because it was like such a fun competition, not only like with you guys but like the workouts. Yeah. But here's the first question, and like the icebreaker is, what was like the one event or moment in that Wadapalooza competition where that sticks out to you, like you just remember the most, whether it was like the hardest, the most fun, or crazy event?
I'll take it first. First off, like I remember vividly the 7th place finish on workout 1. Like we went in, it was the heavy barbell.
Oh yeah.
Like we actually did really, really good on that workout.
That's right.
And going through it, I didn't think we were like smoking it, but afterwards we got 7th place, and just remember Jake like throwing around that 315 like it was nothing.
Well, that short bar.
Yeah, the short bar.
Game.
Yeah.
We hadn't really done a whole lot with that, and I haven't personally done a whole lot with it, so I didn't really. I'm like, oh, it's just a bar shorter, and then you got under, and you're like, whoa, this is.
I think you're supposed to have like an even distribution of like cleans, squats, and like split jerks. But Easton took all the cleans, I took all the front squats, and then Jake took all the split jerks.
Yeah, especially that 315 bar.
My legs were just smoked after that first minute because I had done so many front squats. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I remember that one vividly.
It was. For sure. I'm with you. Like I was like, I don't think we did that great. And then afterwards, you're like, oh, with it too.
Yeah.
I remember the short bar. Did it make it easier or harder?
No, it was harder.
Yeah, as you say, you're not used to it.
The bar, everything felt heavier.
It's like more compact.
It's like
more compact.
20% heavier.
Interesting.
Yeah. That was a workout for me that was kind of cool because it was like I kind of opened my mind, like, oh, I can actually do X amount of weight, because at first I was like, oh, I'll be able to hit some cleans at 275 and maybe a couple, and then we got to the last bar and I did a couple and whatever. So
definitely a confidence builder.
Yeah, it definitely boosted it for sure.
I actually remember watching that online, and I was just like, how are these guys tossing around that weight?
I don't think I'd ever cleaned 315 before that workout, and like you just get in like a flow.
Do you remember I did the first run of the power clean?
Yes.
And it was supposed to be hang.
Yeah.
He
no-repped you.
And I was so mad because I couldn't figure out
why.
Just like grab this weight and rip it.
Yeah.
And it looks like great form and everything.
And I'm like,
it was just horrible.
You guys were like, it's hang.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I forgot about that. He was totally right.
Yeah, that's right. That was such a fun event.
Was that your like greatest memory from it, or?
I always tell, I think like all the events were cool. I loved how the scenery of each one was different.
Yeah.
Like when you're doing muscle ups, you're looking at all like the huge buildings.
Yeah.
And there's one on the water. But I always tell the story from the swim event.
I forgot about that. That sticks in my mind.
Yeah.
I'm like, we were going to win that event.
Yeah.
We were.
Either I was drowning or we were winning that event. Exactly. One of the two.
Yeah. I was like, I think we all looked like we had that killer instinct on our face.
Yeah.
Like we were ready to like win that event.
But before that, I don't think, nobody saw this other than Kate, is me curled up on the couch hours before, like trying to just take a nap and not think about this swim. That we're swimming in the ocean at night. I'm scared of sharks. Yeah. I'm scared of the water. I'm just kidding.
The waves they looked big on TV. Like
it wasn't.
Water.
Yeah,
it was moving. It was kind of one of those things. Like the fear made it almost a little bit more fun to think of. In my eyes, I could tell you were scared.
Yes,
but I was just like, Easton, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to give it any play because I feel like if
honestly,
I did,
yeah.
I'm like, oh shoot, he thinks I can't do it.
That was a good dad moment. Yeah.
I'd be lying to say I wasn't still mad at that girl that like screwed the heat up beforehand, because I was like, we had such a good chance to do really well.
And it was just a fun, like, everything about that little event.
Yeah.
Looking back, probably not the smartest thing to go in the water.
It's crazy, you know.
The best decision,
but
They did that.
it would have been kind of cool too.
Yeah, it would have been. I do wish I could have said I did it, but I guess just to give like the brief story for like anyone listening, like it was a night event, a Saturday, like our second day, I believe.
Yeah.
And it was like a row. You had to finish 3K on each rower, 4 or 2.
something like that. Yeah.
Anyway, it was like on a stage. Then you had to run to the water, swim to 250, 300 meters, and then get off, and then get onto a runner.
It's a 2 mile run.
I think, what, 2 people could be running or something?
Yeah,
like
2
that?
people could be running.
Yeah. So anyway, I was nervous all day, as I said, but we crushed the row. We're off first. We're like, all right, here we go. We're running down this path.
Strengths.
Yeah. 100%. And then I just remember putting on my goggles as we're running, and right when I put them on, I just start seeing like 4 flashlights like shining, like stop. We're like, what the heck? Like, what's going on? And then they're about to search the water, and they got like the boat rescue. I don't know if there was, oh no, they're shining the light from the boat, or is it helicopter?
Yeah, it's from the boat.
From the boat. And then they're like they're searching for a girl, and she ended up just stepping to the side and just not reporting, which is just wild, but saved me.
That was a memory.
She saved my life. So Ben might hate her, but I'm thankful for it. No.
I mean, we had a big lead off the row.
Yeah, we did.
Oh yeah.
It was survive the water, and I don't think anybody was running with us.
No, for sure. That was so fun.
So yeah, that was kind of, I don't know, anticlimactic after that one.
Yeah, it was. Like, well, now what do we do? And then
I know.
Yeah.
We had one more after that, or was that it?
Well, the next day, I believe.
Yeah.
We had a
there was
couple.
one more. They added that muscle up one.
Muscle up one.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, that's right.
And then there was another one.
That
after
handstand walk sandbag that night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway.
I did like the rope climb one right on the bay, like with the water behind and the boats coming and stuff like that.
That's the one I felt
That
like
was
I
cool.
was like doing the headlights, and you guys, I felt so bad because you were like towing the mark, and I was like a step behind on everything.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember those kettlebells. Like I was always like, I feel like kettlebells I can move really well, but they were just so heavy that day. I don't know why. But
You have any footage of it?
I do. Yeah, I'll pull it up as we talk.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was one of my favorite moments.
I was watching from online.
Online.
But we watched you guys get off that row, and we're like, oh yeah, they got this. And then we just didn't see anybody make it to the run. We're like, I wonder what happened. I think your mom and dad were freaking out.
Yeah.
You know.
Because they knew I was scared.
I think they knew Easton wasn't a good swimmer.
Well, that was your first like pretty big competition, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, at least swimming in a big comp. Yeah, well, was Granite Games was before that.
Games before that, yeah. So
But it would have been my first swim at a big competition.
yeah,
It's
So,
nerve-wracking.
yeah, that freaked me out a little bit. But yeah. All right, well, let's just talk about like where you guys come from, like who's Jake, who's Ben, like from your roots. Talk about Ben, just 'cause I'm looking at you. We'll go with you first, like where you come from, what got you into where you're at today.
I always tell the story that both my parents were collegiate athletes. My dad was a basketball player at Midland, and my mom played volleyball at Midland. So like from a very young age, like they always instilled in us to be the hardest workers in the room. And I feel like that took me really far, but I never really knew the nutrition side and like how to fuel my body adequately. So that's kind of where that fascination came from. And then, so I played 4 years at Wahoo Newman. I got to win 4 state championships with an amazing group of guys. And I played 2 years of college basketball after that. And then after college basketball, that's kind of where I dove into CrossFit, and I developed this love and passion for nutrition and exercise and helping improve people's lives. And you could also compete in CrossFit too, which I thought was super cool. And so I kind of took that route for a while. And now I think my focus is how can I turn this into a lifelong career, like benefiting others and like taking what I've learned in these last few years and giving it to those people that we come in contact with, and like building a career. So
It's awesome.
it's kind of my to get to this here moment.
Yeah. And you played college basketball
I played at Morningside my freshman year, and then me and my brother transferred to Central Community College to try to reopen our recruitment up. And he continued his playing career, and that's where I kind of discontinued mine. He ended up playing at Kearney for 2 years, then transferred to Sioux Falls, and had a really good career. But yeah, I definitely missed the basketball days, but it was just time for me to call it quits on that. So.
Yeah.
4 state championships. I'm jealous.
Yeah.
I lost 3.
Did you really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. I grew up in Ralston. Originally, parents and everything was from South Omaha, and we moved to Ralston when I was like 5 or 6. And kind of same thing. It was always work as hard as you can, and I was just competitive. Like I didn't want to lose at anything. Whether it was, I think that's the only reason like I did good grades wise, because I didn't want the kid next to me to do better. Coming out of high school, so like I said, I lost 3 state championships, two in basketball and 1 in football. But we were successful, and we had really good teams, and a lot of fun. I still have a lot of friends to this day that played on those teams in high school. And then I was getting recruited for football and basketball. I had an untimely injury. I broke my wrist my first game my senior year for football. And so I wanted to go to Colorado State, possibly like gray shirt at Nebraska. There was different opportunities as a quarterback, and then when I broke my wrist, I kind of pulled back, and everybody recruited me more as a athlete.
Dang. Is it your throwing wrist?
Yeah. So I ended up going to UNO. They were willing to let me play both sports, which was very enticing to me at the time, not knowing how much went into each one in college. So when I went to UNO, that was the plan, was to play football and basketball. And then I got into football my freshman year and realized like it was a year-round job. So I gave up the basketball dream and just stuck with football, and was able to play there my whole career. And we had some really successful teams, made the playoffs every year I was there, and a lot of fun. Again, built a lot of relationships with guys that are still my friends this day, and
cool.
Just had a lot of fun with sports all the way through. After that, it was kind of like, what do I do now? I loved fitness just from always being in it and pushing your body, and so I transitioned and did triathlons for a couple years. I always kind of like distance stuff, and so that piqued my interest. Did that for a couple years, but then I kind of lost strength, and that part of it I didn't love. So then that's when I ended up starting out and doing CrossFit at CrossFit Papio. Some great people there that got me into it. Loved it enough. I started coaching. We were out in Gretna, ran into Kyle with Kinesis, and then started coaching out there. And did CrossFit for 12 years maybe. Loved it, loved the competition, and then just kind of had to pull back from that because of life. Like having 3 kids, they had me going every which direction. It was time for me to just be dad, be a firefighter, focus on family, and I still do all kinds of working out. It's just on my own. Yeah. So.
Just looks a little different. When did you join the fire department?
It'll be 14 years here in July, so 2012, I believe.
And you're now captain?
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. So
awesome.
Which is kind of another fun role, like always being in a team environment. Fire department is huge with you're on a team, and captain is kind of a leader role of the engine or truck that you're on. So it's been fun.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, very cool.
Super cool.
What are your workouts looking like nowadays?
I was talking to Ben about this. It's a lot of lifting and a lot of running. Like for me personally, my body's always responded well to those 2 things, and it doesn't beat me up too bad. And then I'll throw in a CrossFit type workout probably every 10 to 14 days. But my intensity level isn't what it was every single day. Trying to bury myself, because I need that energy for when the kids get off school and I'm coaching them or running them around. It's different, but I feel good. My body feels good. I can do all the stuff I want to do. So
it's great. Ben, what are your workouts looking like now?
Yeah, we were talking with Jake earlier. When you guys left Kinesis, we obviously had 2 runs at semifinals with teams like with Christian, Ramon, Deanna Gordon, Kylie Grouse. And they were great runs. And in 2024, we were like 3 spots away from the games.
Crazy.
So that one still stings a little bit. And like the year before, they actually took 10 teams. And the year that we got 3 spots away, we were sitting just 3 spots away. You know, so it was 7 that they took in the year that
my goodness.
So yeah,
they're always
it was
changing
close,
it.
and like it's obviously always been a dream to make the games, and you know, just looking back on that, you don't realize how much volume you put in, like with your team. Like we were probably training 3 hours a day, and it was great. And you know, I was the fittest I've ever was. Shout out to Kyle and Nissa. Like you know, it didn't obviously work out for me to continue to be a coach there, but they definitely helped me get to that point in my fitness career, and they're obviously great mentors in that realm. And Kyle, obviously, you know, he's
done it.
He's done it and been there and done it, and he's a great mentor in that realm. So but yeah, leaving there, I actually got my blood tested, and there's a few things that, you know, being as young as I was, I didn't like to see where it was at. So I've brought my volume down drastically. Very, very more intentional, you know, with the training now, like just trying to do 1 piece a day. Just lowered the volume pretty significantly, but still CrossFitting, still trying to hit, you know, all domains of fitness. But it's definitely a little bit different than those competitive years. So
I think that's the great thing about CrossFit too, is like we always talk about, you can do as much or as little as you want when you walk through those doors. Like there's ways to scale everything. If you're not, I had trouble with, if I'm not feeling it that day, not to go for it. And that's just always been my competitive nature. Like you walk in, you just want to send it. And it was like, as I got older, I realized there's not always the days that you need to send it.
For sure.
Just getting in through that door and getting a good workout in and hanging out with the community is worth it. So
I think that was one of the best things, like just from Kinesis, that had like a really competitive atmosphere, and which pushed us most days. But also the backside weakness of that is like you said, like, oh, I do not feel like this, but hey, this person got this score, and I'm gonna be pissed if I don't get you know, beat it. So
I feel like it took a long time for me to just understand, like, you don't need to be on the ground after every single workout. You know, and when you're in that community, you know, that's, you know, definitely escalated. You know,
for sure.
So like learning like how to appropriately, you know, modify intensity so you're not on the floor every day, I think is super important for longevity. So that's kind of what we've been focusing on, changing our programming to like here. We want to like we're doing full strength days one day. And then the next day is like kind of Metcon-ish days. Could be a long cardio, could just be like a CrossFit workout. And it's been really interesting to see how they've responded to it. A lot of people have been doing it for 5 to 10 years who are PRing after all that time, and they haven't PR'd for years. I think it's just like emphasis on doing strength 100% that day and not having to focus on, oh, I've got thrusters and burpees here in 20 minutes, so I'm not going to like go all out. So it's been interesting. It's been fun. It was hard for me at first because I like getting my heart rate up. I'm like, oh, if I don't like sweat and like die, then I'm going to be like crabby. But then I eventually just like learned, like, if I push myself 100% on this, I'm still hurting. So.
We've like, we've done that cycle for a while now, but like, I don't think we need to live there, you know, at all times. So like, I think our next cycle might look a little different, but like having that gas pedal down all day or all year, Metcon strength every day or something like that, it just wasn't like working for a lot of our members. You could just see it in their face when they walk in. They're like just beat, and you can tell. But yeah, we've seen our members just respond a little bit better and seem a little bit more recovered and hitting PRs, like you said. But I think playing around with different things, different cycles, different intensities has been fun, and I think our members kind of appreciate it. But
then like we're coming up on going kind of back to like the more athletic-y feel for over the summer, so changing it up here in a couple weeks to like some more Olympic lifting, which we haven't done much of in a while, maybe a little bit, and then some like faster sprint style Metcons. So it'd be fun to get back into that.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's I just played slow pitch softball on Wednesday. It was the first week of the year, and I was so sore for 2 days after that, like from sprinting and from swinging a bat. Like my core and my quads were on
Isn't that
fire.
crazy?
I'm like, this is slow pitch softball. But it's muscles that, you know, sprinting, you just don't do it. Or even a couple times a year at my age with what I'm doing. So it was kind of good to get back into that and feel that and be like, okay, the body's responding now.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
We signed the kids up for like this track meet in Louisville, and we took them down to the track and like, all right, we're gonna be doing these things and teach them how to jump into the pit and stuff. And I used to run track in middle school a long time ago, but I was like telling Jordan, like, hey, let's try this. Let's run the 100. Like, if we're gonna tell our kids to do it, we should probably do it too. And so we sprinted a 100, and then we sprinted a 400, just one of each. And same thing. I was so sore. My hamstrings were just lit up.
Yes.
I'm like, wow, I need to start doing more of this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So funny.
Yeah, I think I did not too long ago, like 6 sets of a 100-meter sprint with like a 3-minute rest in between, and I think I was sore for 2 weeks.
Yeah, like your hip flexors and
Like you said, you don't train that at that intensity, very often, and maybe that's a sign that we need to do that more.
for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was sore for 2 weeks for sure.
One
It's
like
one of those things though, like you don't want to lose that. Like
No,
you never
yeah.
know when your kid's walking out in front of a car and you need to sprint to the kid, or like it's very functional stuff.
for sure.
That I think general people may not think about, but
Mm-hmm.
it is something that you may need at any time.
Yeah.
It's
So true.
as like a gym owner or programmer or whatever. It's like it's hard to incorporate those things like with an hour of class time, and then you have to please you try to please everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, how do you incorporate a 100-meter sprint? Like,
Yeah.
and how do I get people on board with it?
Yeah.
Because they'll just be like, hey, I got a meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you write the workout differently when they get there. They're like, okay, here's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. How has your guys' nutrition evolved over years, like from high school to college to now?
Take it.
Okay. So yeah, growing up, we would literally just eat whatever was in front of us.
Yeah.
We just didn't have the knowledge that is available nowadays. I remember I always tell people before a basketball game in high school, we would travel to the city or wherever we were playing. We'd go to the nearest Subway. I'd order an Italian BMT. I still remember it to this day. And then I would have sweetest fish with it. And we just had no idea.
Yeah, it's so normal.
That's just how we fueled ourselves growing up. And eventually I plateaued as an athlete. And around my junior year in high school, I got to go to this camp called PGC. And it was a basketball camp, leadership camp. And the trainer there developed NBA players and stuff. And I remember this sentence that he said, and it sticks with me to this day, but he said, if I were you, all the processed stuff that you guys are putting in your body, I would never put it in your body again.
Wow.
And that hit me like a truck because I'd never heard that before. And after the camp, I went up to him and I said, hey, what'd you mean by that? And he's like, well, if you want to take the next step for the next 40 days, I just want you to eat fish, nuts and seeds, fruits and vegetables, and you can drink water for the next 40 days. And so I did it, and throughout those 40 days, my life completely changed. I had acne growing up. My acne disappeared. I remember my energy levels, skyrocketed. Sleep was way deeper, no interruptions. It was the best I've looked from a physique standpoint. And after those 40 days, I was like, okay, this nutrition thing is legit. And that's kind of when I wanted to pursue it a little bit more. And so now... obviously within CrossFit and competing, you have to focus on the quantity of the food that you're eating. You have to make sure you're eating enough food. I always tell the story about Kylie. You guys know Kylie. Mm-hmm. She was eating probably 4,200 calories, close to 4,200 calories a day when we were competing for the games. And I was around that 46 to 4,800 mark. And if you don't do that, you just can't perform at your highest level. Yeah. And now I'd say after leaving, Kinesis and going into CrossFit Elkhorn, my focus is more on the quality of food that you're consuming. So just trying to eat less foods in the from the packages, anything with more than 10 ingredients, I try to stay away from. But just trying to eat quality over quantity now. So.
Yeah. Kind of similar as far as growing up. I personally didn't really know much about nutrition. I was lucky enough that my mom always had a home cooked meal. That was just how we always did it. She even prioritized it when we had sports and this and that. And my dad hunted all the time, so we always had wild game. She knew how to prepare it really well. So I was lucky enough to have that. But still, like when I was on my own then in high school and like running and getting meals, it was like Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, like this stuff before my football game. Like, just things that I look at now and I'm like, what was I doing? And it was, but I just didn't really know any better, and nobody ever really talked to me or prioritized it much. And then when I went to college, and you actually had people that understood more, our strength coaches knowing about, you know, how much protein you need and how to build muscle and to do all these things, it was like completely changed. And I went in as a quarterback. I ended up playing outside linebacker, so I had some weight I needed to put on. And so I was able to do it like smart and through good food, and that kind of piqued my interest. Like, oh, you can kind of do what you want to do with good food and getting enough protein on a daily basis. So that's kind of started from there, and then just trying to eat whole foods, real foods. I mean, I'm a big red meat eater. I would say probably 80% of my diet is that. And I've had blood work done, and like my saturated fat is almost nothing. And so like for all, and that's just me personally, but for people that are, you know, stay away from red meats and this and that, like personally, it's been fantastic for me and how I feel and all those things. And then having a family, which Tyler, you'll get this, like trying to figure out how to get your kids to eat certain things and eat well when a lot of their friends do not eat that way. And so we try to prioritize good food for them. We try to find vegetables they like, so they'll eat them. They're all pretty good about protein, eating at that stuff, and then have fruits available too. That doesn't mean they don't get, you know, the crackers and the snacks and this and that, but they have to earn them with a meal first, and then they can have, you know, something else. And
nice,
so far it's been good. My wife was a big carb girl her whole life. She has really good genetics, and she doesn't gain ounce, but she just wasn't feeling good. And so the last 2 years, she's done a really good job of switching her diet around to whole foods, and it's made a big difference.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I feel like it's cool to see, like, with kids, when you guys eat well, or like eventually when we have kids, like when we eat well, like they get to be raised by that and see like, hey, I'm eating this because it makes me feel good and makes my body perform, or whether it's performance or just function normally, where we all didn't get that, right? We're just, like you guys said, Pizza Hut was normal on a Sunday watching football, and
fruit roll-ups,
brownies. So
luckily our oldest Rogan, she likes tuna, so like that's kind of her main thing. Every school lunch is tuna, and I can just see her like going to school, opening it up, and all of her friends are probably like, oh. You know,
they
like tuna.
They probably got like PB&J.
But she just loves it, so I'm like, hey, just keep going with that. And then our youngest, 8-month-old, I was feeding her like little bits of sardine this morning, and she was just going nuts on it. I'm like, hey, let's go. Just kept feeding her it, but when it's young, you can get away with that when the kids are young. But then they start getting pickier. But
wait till field trips. You go on field trips, or even if you go up to school for lunch, if kids are bringing their own lunch, and like they open it up, and my eyes are like, I mean, it's there's not actual food in what they're opening, and it's just I feel bad. They bring a 20-ounce Coke to a field trip.
Goodness.
Like, okay, like I don't know my kids about 20 ounces of Coke in the entire year. But again, it's, you know, they still get stuff. They still get treats and stuff like that. It's just we prioritize the other stuff first. But yeah, it's very eye-opening on how many kids aren't getting nutritious food and really their biggest growth opportunities in their life.
In those years.
Developmental years.
I'm really trying to get to like any high school kids that I've trained or helped, like to focus on their nutrition, but they're like pretty much developed or getting there, and so it's hard for them to like retrain their mind if they're like not really bought in, and then especially like as a high school kid, what are you doing on after school or like on a Friday night, you're driving around like, hey, let's go to Taco Bell. And that's just like a normal thing. So that's kind of been like my new passion nutrition wise, is getting these high school kids to, especially athletes that want to like take it to the next level, to focus on their nutrition.
I'm sure you guys always say it, but if you knew what you knew now, like when you're in high school, you'd be a whole other athlete. 100%. But you're hitting those athletes now, which is cool.
Trying. Trying. What was the question? We'll finish off with this one. What you guys were talking about back there? What was you said we should talk about the topic?
Yeah. It's how do you instill like that killer instinct into like the younger generation?
Yeah. So let's talk about younger generation and just like people that you help today, like you as captain of a crew, like maybe it's those guys, maybe it's younger guys like just getting into the fire department. For you, obviously coaching adults, younger kids, and for us, same thing. But how would you go about it? It could be either way, kids or adults.
Yeah, I mean, I'll talk on my kids first, just because that, like, I have very different kids, all three of them. You know, they come from the same place, but they're different, and so I've learned to not push on, you know, one of my kids that doesn't respond to it as well, and then I have another one or two that respond really well to like me getting after them, and they have that killer instinct where maybe one of my other ones doesn't, and I'm like, oh well, he'll get it, you know, and keep trying to push it into it, and I feel like it's one of those things like he's going to figure it out on his own if it's there, and if it's not, then it's not. I mean, you can still be successful in things without necessarily having that. As far as having some young guys come into the station and me, you know, being that role for them as a leadership role, kind of the same thing. I mean, there are certain standards that if they come into the station that I'm at that they need to abide by. But then you also kind of have to let them be their own person and make mistakes, and that's what you're going to learn from them. So set the standard from the beginning, and then make them stay close to that standard the whole time as they go through their first year. And I coach my middles football team, and that's what we've done from the very start for the last 2 years. Is we've set a standard of how they need to go, and by the second year they were out there running warm-ups. Like the kids were bought in. These are fourth graders at the time. So I think that's the big thing, is setting it from the start and then letting it go from there.
Yeah, obviously I'm in a different season of life. I don't have kids like Jake and Tyler yet. That's definitely the goal. But I mean, just from my perspective, like growing up with my parents, I know like they were super strict on us, and like in all of our free time, like it was just playing basketball. And I think you start to watch like those NBA players that you admire. Like for me, it was like Kevin Garnett and LeBron James when I was growing up, and you're just like, I want to be that someday, like so bad. So I think that's where I started to develop a little bit of killer instinct. And then my parents would be like, well, if you want that, then you have to change your life, you know? Right. And like, so we just worked really, really hard. And I feel like today for me, it's just like, I was telling him, like the best thing I can do is like lead by example. My parents actually adopted 7 Native American kids when me and my blood brothers left the house, and there's never a dull moment with that. But whenever I'm over there, it's just like I'm trying to like show them this lifestyle that with fitness and nutrition, like just through my example, because I feel like if you push it, like it's almost like they don't want to do it even more, you know? So it's almost like I have to do it by example type thing. But
yeah, it's also interesting how we all kind of develop it, and you can kind of see like those younger kids, sometimes 4 or 5 years old, they just have it, like they just want to win everything. I'll be honest, like for me, it was a long time before I like learned how, like understood what hard work meant. And it's funny because I put this together years later, but Coach Hurd, who was your coach, basketball coach, was our basketball coach, and he would always refer to you as like the killer. Like, and I had never obviously knew who you were. I mean, maybe like through pictures or whatever, but yeah, I would just get so frustrated because they would, like, him and Feek would just like use these terms of like to like push us and challenge us, and it never clicked in my mind until later. I saw this note written out I should give it to her, but I was going to give to Feek before he passed, and I never was able to give it to him. But basically, just this super long letter of like how he truly changed my life. Like once I hit maybe 18 or something, like I just remember I would hear their voices like from practice, and whatever I was doing, it could be work. It could be like workouts or whatever. And the things that they would say just kind of came up. And I'm like, oh, this is what it means to work hard, push yourself to your limits, no excuses, make time. Okay. Like for anything. And so, yeah, it was interesting. And it was just so frustrating for me because I would see my other friends like just be killing it. And I would just be like, I just didn't really care. But now I feel like I've developed it now at 26 years old, a little bit. So
What are you gonna do with it now? You got that killer instinct.
yeah, I don't know if it's a killer instinct, but it's just like working hard and being disciplined is like a big thing. And so
things go a really, really long way. I think that's cool that you said that like later on, like as a coach, that's what you're trying to do, right? Have that kind of impact. So that's pretty neat.
Yeah, I should. Yeah. So
What about you?
I don't know. I come from like a family where my parents didn't play any college sports, and so like I had the opportunity to like probably play in college. I never did play college sports, but like I was it was called Strike Zone Elite. So it was like we were playing college teams, and the next step would be to go play college sports, and I played baseball spring, summer, and then fall on the summer elite team or Strike Zone Elite team. And I just got burnt out. And so I didn't go play college. And I didn't have parents like pushing me to like, hey, you should go do college sports. So I was just like, whatever, I'll just go to college and have fun and do whatever. And so I don't know, I think I found CrossFit in college, so I feel like that kind of brought back like hard work, and 'cause I was just kind of skating by in high school, still like a good athlete, but not like pushing it to that next level. But then when I found CrossFit, it's like it just makes you. For the younger kids, make them do CrossFit.
yeah, honestly, yeah,
It makes you want to compete. Yeah.
But
for sure.
I was just surrounded by that in college, just CrossFit and competition, and then that's kind of where I got like a little bit more killer instinct. But
Yeah.
before then, I was just an athlete, and I was just kind of born with it. I don't know.
Yeah. You talked about that burnout thing with your kids, and that is a very real and difficult thing, especially, I mean, it's youth sports are on steroids now. And so, like, you'll find out as your kids get older and you and Jordan are both competitive, like, you have to feather that. You want them to be good and on the best team and select and stuff, but you also don't want them to get burnt out too young. And, like, it's a constant battle at our house to try to figure out how to do that. And I don't even know if we're doing it right.
Yeah.
Like I won't know probably till later on, but it's in our minds, and we're trying to figure out how to.
Yeah. My brother Scott, he has his kids on a traveling baseball team, and we're always like trying to have him on podcasts and like get involved and stuff. And he's like, I can't. My kids have a tournament this day, like doubleheader. Then we got to drive to Lincoln and have another game the next day, and it's just a lot. And I don't know what's right or wrong.
I don't either. We're kind of in the same boat. We try to do our best as far as not getting too much, but it's really hard.
Yeah.
Especially for kids love it. Because that's the one thing is like I'm never going to push them to do something, but if they're enjoying it and they want to do it, then it's like, well, it's hard not to give them the most opportunity, but are you putting too much on their plate at this young that in 4 or 5 years they're not going to want to do it anymore?
Right.
Yeah.
It's hard.
I'm so curious to see in 20 years what it looks like, because for you probably playing sports, you probably played all like 3 to 4 sports a year. Us probably got down to like 2 to 3. Like, I mean, you might have played more, but I'm saying like most people our age 2 to 3, and then now it's like 1 to 2, maybe 3. And we'll see. It might pay off, and there might be a ton of crazy athletes. Which, like, someone was just telling me, the track athletes right now are like their times, their sprints are just insane. Like they're crushing records every single year. It's like, how fast can we get, as humans? So
because they're like specializing.
They're
specializing. I feel like everyone's bigger, faster, stronger these days. It's crazy.
All 3 sports, all 3 years, or all 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, same here.
And that was the norm.
Yeah.
especially if you had a smaller town or you had coaches that were from a smaller town.
Yeah.
But definitely as now things are getting a lot more narrowed down. I'm trying to keep in as much stuff as I can for as long as I can. But yeah, it's not easy.
Yeah. Well, if you could give one piece of advice to any, whether it's a high school kid watching or a parent to a kid watching, maybe it's an adult, like from a mindset standpoint, physically staying active and challenging yourself and being disciplined and working hard, like how would you encourage them or push them?
Mindset wise?
Yeah, mindset wise. I really threw that on you there. Sorry.
I literally just told my oldest this yesterday.
Perfect.
I said, figure out a way to get out of your comfort zone every day.
Ooh, I like that one.
That's really good.
Really good.
Yeah.
But, that's the only way to grow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Going off that, one thing I've been trying to do is, it seems really like basic and simple, but having one spiritual win, one physical win, and one mental win. And physical win, easy, right? We do it every day. Mental win is the hardest thing, like learning something new, reading a book, watching a YouTube video that actually teaches me something that I can apply to life or to clients or whatever. And then spiritual win can be challenging sometimes, but
I think we hit on it earlier. I think if I had to add anything, it'd be like just set a standard for yourself and like don't like go below it. Like I feel like that's what I've like that's what I kind of live by, up to this point in my life. And it's like, I'm not letting myself go below the standard, that I've set from a physical standpoint, from a nutrition standpoint, from a faith standpoint, don't let yourself go below the standard that you've set.
Yeah. I think like once you have kids too, and your kids see it now, they see that standard and they want to live up to that and they're encouraged by that.
You don't think that kids are watching, but they are.
Yeah.
They watch more than they listen.
Yeah, they
Totally.
That's funny.
Oh, that's good. Well,
we're gonna rerun this Wadapalooza.
Yeah.
Yeah, again.
Bring Jake back.
I was broke a couple years ago.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, maybe once we hit 35 and Jake will be
Old.
whatever you'll
What will
be.
you be?
What?
So you'll be, okay, what are you now, 26?
26. So in 9 years, how old will you be?
I will be 48.
Perfect. He'll be ready. He'll still be stronger than all.
Yeah, I was gonna say. That's the thing about Jake. He doesn't age. Yeah.
Benjamin Button.
I'm starting to feel it.
Yeah.
He holds his strength, but he might get injured a little bit more.
Yeah.
That's the thing. The recovery is the hardest part.
Yeah, believe it.
Yeah.
I feel like injuries take like longer to heal. Is that like what you're kind of touching at, right, with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then things that I've never like had
Yeah, just kind of
hurt before. All of a sudden, I'm like, what is this? Where did it come from?
Yeah.
How did I even do it?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But it's okay. Like it's.
How old are you, Ben?
29. I turned 29 yesterday. So.
Oh,
Yeah.
dang, happy
Yeah,
birthday.
Thank you.
Sorry, I didn't see that. I would have texted you. I had no idea.
Kaylee said it's my last year of my 20s, and that really hit me hard. I was like, I did not want to hear that. But,
Last year, in my 30s.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Are you starting to feel like you're aging, Because I feel like when I hit 30,
That's when it kind of hit for you.
somebody told me that when you hit 30, you'll have a pain, and then it'll just move around your body. And it might be mental, but I'm like, holy crap, he's right. It's like, it'll be your knee one week, and then it'll creep up to your back one week. And I'm like, holy crap, I should not be feeling this. But
I feel like, Ben, you take really good care of your body from like a mobility. Like I remember when you first came to Kinesis, I first met you, I was like jumping into these like workouts that we're supposed to do throughout the day.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking Ben's going to jump in, but he's like doing a full on warm up, like super intense. And I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah. So
I feel like I'm probably not there yet, but I feel like things that I injure, like I just hurt my back on that deadlift double under workout. I don't know if you guys saw it in quarterfinals, but like just moving that 315 bar like under like a fast count, like I injured myself a little bit, and it's just taken so much longer I think to like recover from that injury than it has in the past. So, but yeah, I think holding that standard, like I said earlier with the mobility and stuff, has definitely helped me like bulletproof my body a little bit more, and prevent like big injuries from happening.
I need to set a new standard for my mobility
I'm with you.
because I'm going to hit 30 soon.
Always do better at that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. 10 to 15 minutes a day is that's the standard that I've set, and it's like I'm trying not to let that like go away, but it's definitely harder.
It's great. Like I haven't spent 10 to 15 minutes straight mobility. And
Kylie claims she doesn't need to work on mobility until she turns 26. So
dang.
So yeah, I understand.
You said it the other day. You're like, oh, I'm starting to feel old.
Yeah, I mean, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, your workouts change a little bit. I feel like as you start to get.
I don't think me and Jake ever got to coach together, but like I remember me and Easton were on the evening crew for like 2 or 3 years, and definitely missed those days. We had a lot of fun with the evening crew.
Yeah, it was like good old days.
But you were coaching at that time, I think. You were just in the morning.
Just kind of like filming.
Yeah, I was the fill-in morning guy.
Do you miss coaching at all?
Well, I just coach in a different way now. Like I coach my kids and stuff.
Yeah, true.
But I miss the community aspect of it. Like there was a lot of good people and a lot of good friends and I still have, I still talk to a lot of them, but just in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that might be our cue. No. Well, no, first, just thanks for coming in and taking your time. Like I said, I admire you guys and your work ethic and what you've been through and what you're still doing. So, any last things for you?
No.
Awesome. Okay, that's it.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having us. You guys keep this up.
Thanks.
It's a great thing.
Yeah.